Hi guys, welcome to this video. So in this video I'll be showing you how to create a training tracker. So you have a training plan and you want to track the progress. Alright, so what we'll be doing is to take you through a typical training plan for a data analyst. So let's go through to the design phase. So you can see the serial number on the first column. So this is like the numbering of all the training. So I have the area to develop, the training needs, and the specific training. So in this template I have the first one to be Tableau technical skills. It could be Power BI, it could be any visualization tool. Now it further breaks it down to the training needs. Here I have, for this particular one, I have mastering Tableau calculation, and it has different subdivision, data blending, and so on. Then it goes to data visualization best practices, increases data handling, business knowledge, soft skills, team playing and collaboration skills, and industry specific skills. Now it has broken it down to different training needs. Then it further breaks it down to specific training. So for this one, mastering Tableau calculation, you have Tableau advanced calculation, Udemy or Coursera, or any platform you would want to have it. So it's like more granular compared to where you started from. So I have the sub columns, so I decided to put each of the training needs in its bucket, so just not create multiple rows and increase the row. For example, this one has 3 in there, so I just tried to put it in this one because this is already subdivided into rows. So it depends on you if you feel like creating more columns, but just know it's a granular form of this one. So here is the real deal for the tracker. Now I have the progress tab in here. It's merged and had different modules in there. M1, M2, M3 are modules, so it's just for abbreviation, just not to occupy space. And we have the status tab, and we have the percentage progress for that. So yeah, definitely let me erase all these formulas in there so that I can take you through what it entails. So give me time to, yeah, cool. And this also have formulas in there, so we'll go through the formulas one after the other. Now, so the essence of this progress tab is to monitor each of the module completion. So if you complete it, you take it. If not completed, you take it. But there's an assumption here that we have 10 modules maximum for each of the trainings, because yeah, whatever it is, you can create extra column in here, but the assumption is 10 modules. If you have 6 modules in total in whole, you can just as well take this one off and say true, so make sure the formula works well. Now let's go to the status formula. So what we want to achieve here is to make sure that this particular cell returns completed when you've gone through all the modules. And if you do not have it ticked, that means if you've not gone through any of the module, it returns that module name in here. So the same thing, progress will monitor the percentage of completion, and it will give us a rack status. So yeah, we'll be showing you how to put a rack status in your progress bar. So first of all, let's put in the formula in here for this. Again, if you want to insert a checkbox, all you need to do is select whatever cell. Let me just quickly show you how to do that. Select whatever range of cell you want to do, then go to insert, and you see checkbox in here. Click on checkbox, voila, you have it there, and that is it. Now again, I want to show you if when this status shows completed, I want to strike this true. So we take 3 steps. First of all, the status formula, the progress bar, and the striking true of the specific training to show that it is completed. With the progress bar, for example, I will be saying count if. So I will be dividing the count of everything, all the boxes, over the ones we've ticked over the number of total boxes in there. Remember, check boxes returns true or false. So I will say count if. Then I'm going to select the range. not select as in select, but the range of cells. Again, starts with equal to sign. All right, so it's going to recognize it as a formula. Yeah, so we're going to select the range of cells, and I'm going to say count if. Then what if, what's the criteria if true? So if it's checked, it's going to return true value. Then I'm going to say over count all. Count all is count A, so it counts all cells that contains any number or text, even a blank text. Not blank as in blank, but blank text. So yeah, so count all, then again this range of value. All right, and I'm going to close it up, and I'm going to unwrap the entire formula in a bracket or parenthesis, and I'm going to multiply by 100 because it's going to return percentage. I could actually go in here to change to percentage, but I want to use the rack status in this. I don't want to mess up my formula, so you could maneuver your way through for that. Then you can duplicate this one. So let's test this particular formula and see if it works. So you can see 20%. So yeah, it's working, and this as well. Cool. Let's see the other one. The same thing, you can see it's changing. So how do we apply rag status to this to show if it's below a percentage or something? All right, so let's just select the cell and go to data conditional formatting. Excuse me, conditional formatting. Then we go to new rule. Now when we get to the new rule, I'll prefer to use icon set. Yeah, so this is already predefined to be red, blue, yellow. You can reverse the order. Now I'm going to come in here. First of all, starts with the green value, if not, because that's what's we inform the other value. I want to start with 70. So if it's greater than or equal to 70, please return green. And I'm using a number. I don't want to use percentage. You can see that you have percent in here, which will work for you if you have changed the formatting. Yeah, so let's start again. 70 should be my green, and when it gets in here, I want it to, when it's just greater than 50. So when it's less than 70 and greater than 40, so it's going to be between 50 and 49 and 70 or 69. And this is when it's less than, let's see this one. Okay, let's see if it's going to return. Okay, so let's when it's greater than or equals to 40, so anything below 40 we give us a red. Okay, change this to number again. Okay, it's gone back. So let's use 40 then. You can manipulate all the numbers as you want to. So you can see it has returned all the rag status for each of the numbers in there. Okay, now we've succeeded in doing put in the rag status. If we let's test this one, if it's going to change. You can see that's changed to amber, then 70. So manipulate the numbers as you wish to cover the range. Now let's go to status if completed. Now this status if completed will be using these tick boxes. So I'll be using the X lookup because it's this way, and not V lookup, which is vertical. Now let's use X lookup equal to X lookup, and you will see what value do you want to look up, because we're dealing with true and false here. I'm going to say false. So once it is false, what value do you want it to return? I want it to return any of this value. So once it is not ticked, that's the meaning, just give me the module name, and if ticked, give me completed. Okay, completed. After, let's format it to the way we want it. Completed. So again, I want to fix the range of okay, so again we have missed the criteria. So this is E3. Let's go over the formula again, because yeah, just let's use X lookup all over again. X lookup, well, are we looking at false? Is the value. So what array of numbers? Okay, so V lookup, comma, yeah, this is where we are checking. Okay, this is where we missed a step. You highlight what you're looking up, return array. So if not found, what do you want to return? So like I said, I want to return the module name. Yeah, so, and but if found, give me completed. And you can then close the parentheses. So I want this to be fixed. I don't want it to change as remove. So you just put your $sign to fix it. You can as well go back to the formula once it's not working as you want. So we don't need to really get it right in the first instance. Now it's returning M7 because it's the first value. Let's click M7. It returned M9. So always the first blank. And if it's completed, you can see it has returned completed. So again, the formula says look at false. That means if it's not completed within this range of cells, then return it's this for me. If you find false in there, then if not, just give me completed. So again, we're going to duplicate that formula to the rest of the cell. We can see that M1 is the first cell it returned, not necessarily everything. So it needs you to cover module 1 before at least go to module 2. Yeah, so yeah, completed when everything is done. All right, so again, we use the false because we want everything to be ticked. We are looking for false, not true. Okay, if we're looking for true the other way around, it's going to return completed even when one is ticked. So false is what we're looking for. So any false it finds, you know, it still finds false, it still finds false. So yeah, so you have to be careful with the logic. Not necessarily when it's ticked return completed, it will just complete at the first module. So yeah, we've achieved the status completed and not completed. Now one more thing to do for this tracker is to strike true once it is completed. So you select where you want to strike through and you select it to the last cell where you want to use to manipulate the formula. Okay, so now we are highlighted it. So we go to conditional formatting, home, conditional formatting, new row, then come in here, style should be classic. Then come in here and change this to use a formula to determine which cell to format. So you will see this condition, it will say, do you want to make it, fill it with red or whatever, but I want to strike true, I'll click that and let's go back again. Come in here and change it to customize format and you say strike true and say okay. So once that is done, you are going to enter the formula. So what cell do you want to use in manipulating this? So click on the first cell in here and please don't make it static, okay, make it automatic so that it could affect other formulas as you move down. All right, so now again we missed a step, so let's go back to the conditional formatting. If you want to edit the formula, this is what you do: manage rows, then you come in here, make sure that the formula is highlighted. So you come in here, you can see my range of value and I'm saying if it's equal to P3, this is not logical. So coming in here and say edit, and if it is equal to completed, so type it in because it's a text. That's why I have. Make sure the spelling is correct and in quotation. Okay, and it says okay. Now you can see that because all these ones are completed, that's tricking it through. And once I change any other one as well, if I do this, 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 completed, it strikes through. So again, why you need to, let's manage your rules again and see if you make it dynamic as a date, and by putting, if you make it static, I mean, by putting the $sign, let's see what's going to return. Everything here, you can see everything. Once this condition is true, once this condition, the first condition is true, you can see that regardless, except it's not true. So you can see the importance of making it dynamic so that each of the cell affects its own cell. So manage rules, edit, and make it dynamic. So yeah, that's how to create a tracker in Excel. We've gone through the type of training a data analyst requires. If you go through the video, you would see, so basically you need team playing, collaboration skills, industry specific. If you work in an accounting firm, you need to know about it. Telecoms, you need to know about the domain you're working in. Tableau skills, which is visualization, but I guess this is more centralized on visualization skills, and maybe advanced data preparation. But for enthusiasts or beginners, you will need SQL and others. If you watch my other videos, you will see what I mean. So, and you can track your progress as you go, and yeah, as you go, the figures change. It's changing to red, green. You have your rack status also embedded in there. So thank you for watching. See you in the next video.